Name is Vozbox. Vozbox.
Vozbox.
Vozbox.
Oh, okay.
Vozbox.
Yeah.
Others call me Maestro Nkunda. So I have two artist names.
Amazing. So why Vozbox?
Vozbox, I was given that name by people who had me sing. And then they said, listen to that Vozbox. Then listen to my Vozbox. So I said, that Vozbox. So the name Vozbox started like that. So people started calling me, hey, Vozbox. So the name stuck.
Amazing, amazing. So before we get deeper into matters of your career, maybe you could tell us more about your childhood. How was it like?
Okay, my childhood, I used to traverse between two places.
Yeah.
But basically, I spent most of the time at the coast, at Mombasa. And that's where I schooled. And that's where almost all my memories of childhood are.
They are there.
Yeah. And having been born with the condition of blindness, now we normally refer to people of our sort like people with low vision.
Low vision.
Yeah, so we can see quite a little, but we basically go to institutions which are specialized for learners with disabilities. So I went to a school at the coast in Likoni. So that's where I schooled, and we had a great experience with good teachers and comrades, and that's where I spent my primary school life.
Yeah.
And that's where my interest in music started, because we used to have sponsors who would come from different countries, Germany and all that. So they would bring instruments. So our interest for playing instruments like the guitar, the piano, the drums, the flute started there.
Started back in the day. Which year was that?
That was in the late 80s, around the 89, 90, around there. Yeah.
So with that being put in place back in the 80s, most people back then didn't have the opportunity, didn't have the opportunity to further in what their passions are, persons with disability that is. So how did that make you feel at that point where you had the opportunity to venture into something that you were passionate about?
I would just say that it was a window of opportunity that opened to me, and I thank God for that, because it led to many things later. But it makes me really feel grateful to all the people that made that, including starting with my dad, who looked for the school where I went, and the school administration that provided us with the opportunity to interact with music and many other things that we may not talk about here.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that opportunity. Yeah.
So, apart from school, when you were out there in the society, maybe after classes, so how was it for you out there? Did people try to take advantage of the fact that you had low vision? Did you feel welcomed by the society at that point?
At my childhood, I can say that there was no discrimination at all with the children we used to play with, especially where my dad used to work, because there I used to interact with children who are what you call like regular or normal, who are fully sighted.
Yeah.
So we would play, and they would not show any discrimination. So it was, I think children are very good.
Yeah.
At that age, they don't know how to differentiate how somebody looks like. Those are things that are perceived there. So there are perceptions that the society brings to people.
Yeah.
So as they grow up now, they start looking at people from a certain angle.
Yeah.
But I would say that even with time, even after school, we would play music. When you go, you play good music, people don't look at you as a disability and discriminate. No, the people like, when you produce something good, people like, I've interacted with many people of all sorts, and they really don't show any kind of bias because of disabilities. Yeah, although we have encountered such, but not in the musical arena, I would say.
Yes. So what do you do about that when people get to, or rather when you get to hear some sentiments from other people? They're like, Voxbox is apana, or rather some sentiments which are not so good. How do you get to deal with that?
In my younger days, I used to get very angry. And actually, I would confront somebody or even threaten them to report them. even to sue them. But with time, maturity brings a lot of things, and now I understand people. In fact, I forgive people, and I say, these things, some people may do them because they don't know. And with the time, somebody even comes and regrets what they did. So sometimes you forgive people and you make a way of educating them.
Yeah.
So like I've seen a lot of songs made to educate such people and also do theme songs. I've worked with the organizations for disabilities, and I make songs to sensitize the society so that I can cater for such kind of people with bias. So with time they may relook into how they view things in life and understand that people with disabilities maybe are, despite the disabilities, are just normal people like everybody else.
So for how long have you been in this journey? And what made you at first, what made you to just hold on to your guitar and you're like, this will walk me through my journey?
When I was in high school, somebody had me play and they told me, I want you to join my band. And then I told them, no, I'm a student in school. No, and they said, no, it's okay, you can still learn and play the music.
Yeah.
So he told me, I have a band, you will be coming every holiday. We play for tourists at tourist hotels. So we'll come, we audition, then we play. So I started playing. When schools closed, I would go, when we joined the band, we play with them. And that's where my talent was nurtured. And I started from there playing for people, and people would really appreciate what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then I joined the band when I was in campus. That was, I was in Kenyan University. So there was a band that was called the Harmony Band.
The Harmony Band.
Yeah, so I would play with them from time to time, and it was a very good experience, really. Then after that, we formed a band with some friends, and the journey grew. Now I have my own band. It's called Afromania Band.
Ah, amazing. With the same guys back in campus, or with a whole different clique?
With a whole different clique, yeah. The things evolve, people meet, and then disperse. Yeah, but the dream keeps on going.
So how many are you in the band?
In the band, we are basically 6.
6?
Yeah, because there is the drummer, the two guitarists, the keyboardist, and the lady singer. Yeah, that's how we operate.
People say, artists say, that music nowadays does not pay that much. So is that true?
To a certain extent, yes. But the music industry requires also that you change strategy with time, because things keep on changing. This industry changes. Time ago, we used to just play bands. Then with time, technology came. Now we go to studios, and some of these things are programmed.
Yeah.
So you have to evolve with the times. And for now, when you find that music doesn't pay in a certain area, you move to the next. For example, now we used to play, in my younger days, we would just go to places to entertain people.
Yeah.
And maybe get 10,000, 15,000. And
then you
happy.
split it with the band.
With the band. And we would go home very happy.
Yeah. Back then it was a lot of money.
Yeah, it was a lot. But now you see, with time now, you also now come and change your strategy. What I've done now, what we are doing as a band, we just don't just go to entertain people with no plan.
Yeah.
So we can have, we do like theme songs. And so we work like with organizations. If they have the product they are launching, we make a song for them, and we launch that product with that song. And then that kind of a program, you'll not only be paid for performance, they will also pay you for the rights, the royalties, because you have given them a product. You see, so that's what I was saying. Times change, and you also change tact.
And that's where this question comes in. When it comes to dealing with some brands, so many people out there are like, I did this work for this brand and they haven't paid me yet. Have you gone through that as a band as well at some point, and what did you do about it?
Yeah, I've gone through that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there was nothing I could do because the people dispersed and you could not get anyone, your hands on anyone. And then it happened at the time that organization was being dissolved. So everybody went their way, and we lost it. But,
so how did that make you feel at that point?
No, it was painful, and there were a lot of debts we had, because that money was going to pay a lot of accrued debts. We had hired a lot of things, for that function. So you see, we had to look for money and pay. So it is a painful experience. So from time to time, I can say that you can go through such things, because such people, society is made up of all sorts of people. So
yeah,
sure.
So how long does it take for you to compose some of these theme songs for organizations?
Okay, some of these organizations come with targets, and if they want a song and they tell you we have a launch of a product next week.
Yeah.
So I'll have to spend 6 nights and compose that song, go to studio and produce it and give them the product. So it depends. If there's time, then I can also relax and create a song that has elements of a lot of creativity because of time. Yeah, but you also work with the deadlines around the clock. If they say it's in 2 days' time, I will produce something.
Yeah, in 2 days' time.
Yeah, I will produce something for them also.
So maybe you could give us a hint of maybe one of just kidogo tu as we take a very, very short break.
Okay, I made a CBC song.
Yeah.
Okay, I made a song for CBC back in 2019, and I could just do the chorus.
Yeah, as we take a break.
Twendeni na CBC, tusonge na CBC, jahazi limeshang'oa nanga. Twendeni na CBC, tusonge na CBC, usikubali kuachwa nyuma mwenzangu, tushikane mikono pamoja, tufanikishe CBC.
Amazing, amazing. Now it's time to take a very short break. We will be right back with more. Do keep it right here.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories. What interests young men? What dominates their man talk?
Don't ever
take a break. David played a theme song of Tusonge na CBC.
Na CBC.
Yes. So in that particular moment, how does it make you feel when various organizations reach out to you and they're like, it's you, we want you to do this for us?
It is really a moment of pride, I would say. Yeah, because really being chosen among many, it's because the music world is very competitive.
Very, yeah.
And being chosen to do such a project, that means there's something they have seen in you that is either unique or interesting according to them. So it's really a moment of pride, and it's a moment that makes me feel like everyone really comes to this world for a purpose, I would say. Yeah, sure.
And how much do you charge for these, theme songs, jingles, all of that?
Okay, it depends, because also organizations also come with their bargains, so we have to do a lot of negotiations. But basically, because of giving them a product, it's not just going to perform.
Yeah.
Then the product must be paid. So maybe you can tag something, maybe say, for the product alone, you will tell them like 300,000 shillings. So they will start negotiating. You can come down from that point.
Are there people who, when you get to tell them that, they're like, wewe umetufinya sana?
Yeah, but when you explain to them, actually what you do, you talk to them about the whole process that is involved. Because some of these people may even not know what it involves to make a song, to go to studio, produce, look for people to hire, and all that. So when you bring that to the table and you tabulate it, then they understand.
So is this your one and only career, or is there something else that you do on the side?
No, I do quite a number of things, but I just love music. Yeah, in my life I've been a teacher, I've been a curriculum developer, I've been a writer.
Yeah.
So I've done many things.
Amazing, amazing. And in all of those fields, what are some of these challenges that you get to experience when you're dealing with issues of persons with disability, and you'd like the government to address some of these issues?
Yeah, there are some issues that we need to think about, and that I've seen. For example, we have issues of rehabilitation, for example. Because in the rural areas, normally I think about the rural areas so much because we stay in Nairobi and sometimes we may forget what happens mashinani. But in the rural areas, we have some of these children, but that may not get opportunities that we got. So I would wish that there would be more and more counties opening institutions for such learners, because you find most of these learners have to travel very far to go to institutions where they can be accommodated, and some of them, by the fact that they have a form of disability, will find themselves not privileged, so they will maybe find themselves coming from a poor background where they cannot even afford fare to go to such schools, you see. So I would wish that the county governments maybe, because now that we have devolution, counties can handle that. At least we have schools at every level of the county. It would be good really for these kind of children. And I would wish also that, like for me, I'm thinking of starting a foundation actually for such.
Great. Where
I can help other children go through an experience like the one I went through. I would really be happy to do that.
So nowadays, when we get to just walk about in town, so many people are on the sidewalks, and on this matter they get to pretend that they have a disability which is not there. So what can you say about that?
What I can say about that is that I don't really know what could be done. Some countries have introduced the policy of chasing everybody from the streets, but then there are some genuine cases, people that may need help. But I think such people really, we need to introduce a very tough kind of sentence for these kind of people, because really we have had cases of people who pretend or who send children to the streets to collect for them money while they stay at home. They have all these practices. I think it's a high time now that our judicial system thinks about, because most of those people just get away. But if there was a penalty for such a crime, I think everybody would be scared of trying to impersonate people with disabilities.
It's very wrong. So also, what can you, or rather your piece of advice to persons with disability who have not accepted their condition up till now? They still feel like maybe if things were a little bit different, I would be at a better place. People who haven't come to terms with their condition, what's your advice to them?
No, I would just tell them to embrace disability, because this society is made of varieties. And even the people we are thinking are not disabled have issues, and you may not know. And the disability may not just be physical. We have different forms of disabilities. We have people, for example, like was the time I interacted with someone who could not smell. So with such a kind of a person, then I could not know that they have no sense of smell and taste until such a person tells you. You can never know. So some of us have issues even handling relationships. We are not able to handle other people. Those are all types of disabilities, but we only focus on the physical, the scene.
Yes.
So everybody should embrace, because this is a world of inclusivity, and where everybody is allowed actually to pursue their dreams. You see, so that's what I would encourage everyone to accept the conditions in which, because I think there was a purpose why they were made that way.
All right, David. So maybe back in the day, there were times where you thought to yourself, maybe if things were different, I would be at a better place. So how did you get to handle those moments of rejection, those moments where you did not fully accept yourself as you are?
I would say such moments were very difficult, and sometimes they really brought me down, my morale down. What I used to do in most cases, I would really comfort myself, because I would not, actually what I thank God for is that I never used to compare myself with other people. So I would see and look at myself and see I've done something.
Yeah.
I am not, in class, for example, I would even sometimes get to number 1, number 2. So I would see that I'm not totally out, and that would give me encouragement. And then we used to also have good people around us, and when you have such people, they also make such bad moments really mellow down. So that's how it happened.
Yeah, you're giving us an experience about when you were a teacher. There were points where you felt you were a bit low because people were trying to show that you are not competent.
Yeah, there were moments, it may not even be at the level of the administrators, but you may have colleagues who come from backgrounds, maybe they have never encountered somebody like you, somebody with a certain disability. So they would imagine, how would this person teach? How do you go to the classroom and teach learners? And even sometimes the parents would come and ask, how do you do this? Then I tell them, I do this. Ask your daughters and sons, and then they will later. And then the students used to tell the parents, you have a very good teacher. I'm a language teacher, so I teach foreign languages. So I used to, we have a very good teacher. And then they would say, when you come to school, I will show you our teacher. So when the parent comes, they show me. And the parent looks, okay. So they would have maybe reservations until maybe they see maybe the results of the daughters and the sons, and they say, really it's true, this teacher is a performer. So such moments are there, but as I said, because we know we have what we call self-efficacy, that is a confidence that makes us know I know what I'm doing, I've been trained, I can do exactly what the other people are doing, so no cause for worry.
So you stated earlier that long ago you would get very bitter and angry when people would come at you with various negative sentiments. So how did you get to come out of that state of anger to, fully embracing, even though it's a negative statement, you just embrace it and it doesn't affect you in any way?
So as I said, some of these things come with the time and maturity.
Yeah.
When you are youth, you are reactionary.
Yes.
Do this, I do this. It's more. I will not accept defeat and all that, you see. But with time, you understand. Sometimes you have to lose a battle to win the war. So when somebody comes up with such things, instead of getting angry or reacting, you may do something to prove to them that you are really tough and you are able to do things that, for example, they are not able to do.
Yeah.
And such cases have really arisen in many times, and people have been humiliated because of what, and actually many have regretted what they did. So I know in life such moments may arise, but with time, I was telling you, we just sensitize the society about such, so that people can embrace different people with disabilities and can understand that life is very different. And it can be this for you and that for another person. Yeah,
so as we wind up, maybe you could tell people out there where they could find you to book you for theme songs and also jingles as well, as we wind up, and then you take it away with another tunical wave.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So as I said earlier, I am Vozbox, that is my name, and my band is Afromania. And I have made songs and jingles. Some of them I have, like the CBC song, it is there on YouTube. People can watch, and then you can, if you are interested, you can look for me. It's on YouTube. It's called Tusonge na CBC. That is the song by Voicebox. Yeah, it's a theme song. Then if you look at Voicebox, you'll see other songs. There are quite a number of people can watch. And the moment I'm preparing to launch an album, a second album, in the month of August. So I am still working on I'm on the early stages of organizing for that event. So that is Voicebox. You have, I can give some, where somebody can find me. I have an email address that you can contact me on, and it's called Maestro Nkunda. Mm-hmm. Maestro Nkunda. I can spell it, please, if you allow, because some of the names may be. It's MAESTRONKUNDA. Maestro Nkunda @gmail.com. You can contact me there for any information. We do theme songs, we do functions for corporate organizations, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all right. So do take it away, and thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, so I'm doing a song. It's called Viva Kenya. I composed, and it's a very relevant song for this year because of the issues of elections, all that. It's promoting peace in Kenya. Viva Kenya, zawadi bora kutoka kwa Mola Viva Kenya, tudumishe amani na upendo Kenya moja, twaomba Mola fanaka baraka Kenya moja, tutasonga mbele, nyuma turudi kamwe. Sisi wa mama moja, tupendane, Kenya yetu moja. Sisi wa nyumba moja, tushirikiane, Kenya yetu moja.